us as black people, we have been conditioned for a very long time to think that thinking outside of the box is the devil leading us astray. And for many of us, we have believed in this particular concept that if we don't conform to the Bible, we don't conform to Jesus, whatever the case may be, that we are going to go to hell. And what we have to understand is that there is more to life, there is more to this world than just that particular ideology. But because we have been conditioned to this fear mechanism of hell, then we are scared to think outside of the box. And you have to take that as y'all call it, that faith step, all right? Y'all have to take that risk into knowing that there is more to life than what you think you know. Go with the flow. Go with the flow of life. You ever hear people say, let nature take its course? When you look throughout nature, there is a cycle. There is a pattern within nature. You have patterns of seasons. You have patterns with the moon. You have patterns with dealing with day and night, morning, noon, and evening. You always deal with a pattern. You deal with this circulation. You always deal with this duality, this polarity of things within nature, life and death, light and darkness. So even within that very particular ideology, you have to understand that there is more to life than what you think you know, right? So when you just go with the flow of things, you actually live a better life than, appearing to go according to a particular ideology in which you was conditioned to believe in being a sheeple set of people. Going with the flow of things is basically where you control your own life, right? But while you control your own life, you understand in which the universe or nature or whatever particular term you want to use in this context, that you understand the way in which nature and the universe operates, right? And so you get in connection and you become one with that very circulation. And not only are you in connection with it, but you are just the very manifestation of supreme consciousness that also dwells within the universe and within nature itself. So once you come to that ideology and you come to that understanding of things, then you can go with the flow of things, right? So this is where you will find your peace of mind, all right? This is where you will find your peace of mind in which you understand, in which you begin to know thyself. It tells you in one scripture to be still and know that I am the Lord your God, right? So this is a sort of a metaphor. If you look at it esoterically, this is a metaphor in which you know thyself. You become still, you receive the epiphany, I am the Lord your God. You understand that supreme consciousness, right? That you are one with supreme consciousness when you're dealing with that very ideology of being still, being one, all right? It's not as spooky and negrified as you want to make it to be, where you have to look outside of yourself to look for God. You are closer to God than what you think. You don't have to go to church to find God. You don't have to study the Bible front to back to try and find God. No, you was close to God when you came into this world. It was when you became conditioned to certain ideologies that you began to slowly move away from your very identity. When you're dealing with going with the flow of things, not everybody can take this type of information in and understand that everybody lives life differently. How I live my life is different from how you live your life. So when we go with the flow of things of life, our flow in life and our pattern in life cannot be the same pattern, and nor can our pattern, fit the very puzzles and camouflage the same way for another person's life. So you have to do whatever floats your boat, right? Whatever makes you sleep at night. You have to find that peace of mind for yourself. I can't tell you to think how I think. I can only give you tools to utilize the information that you can find for yourself. I can only utilize the tools and the information and the sources for you to know thyself, for you to find that which makes you comfortable, that which makes your boat float, that which makes your life float, right? Instead of you having these blockages within your life, right? And you're continuously going in this cycle of suffering and insecurities and anxiety, you can find a flow within your life, and you can detox yourself to understand who you are. So what you have to do is that you have to understand that people are built for different things. It's like the three little pigs story. You have one pig who built his house out of straws, another one built their house out of wood, and then you have the actual pig who builds their house out of brick, right? And you have to understand that is your life, the way that you build your life, is it prepared for that wolf? You might think that them straws can, can surpass or can withstand the wolf, but the wolf blows that down. You may think that wooden house can withstand the wolf, but the wolf blows that down. But you have to build that brick house. It's like this one ideology or this one parable that Jesus was saying to his disciples, and I'm only speaking in this manner for people to understand where I'm coming from. But he tells people how you're supposed to plant your seed on good ground. Build your house on good ground. Don't build it on the beach, because it's going to blow away. You have to build your house on good ground. You have to put your seed in good ground. So in this same manner, you have to be the pig that builds your house with bricks. So in this same manner, you have to go with the flow of things, and you have to find that which fits your life and camouflages with you. Now, some people may say, well, Christianity just does that for me, and I can't tell you otherwise. Some people will say that these particular lifestyles that they were conditioned and raised up to believe in does it for them. And I can't tell you otherwise, because essentially when you're dealing with consciousness expresses itself in many different ways. All right, there's more to one way to truth than just how you perceive things. All right, but as I always say in my videos, don't let your ego get in the way of things, because ego get in the ways of things when you say that your perception and the way that you see things is better or the only way out of everybody else. What you have to do is you have to lay aside your ego and understand that just the way that you live your life and the way that you perceive things is not the end all be all for everything else. But that's why when you're dealing with religion and Christians and so on and so forth, and Catholicism and the Catholic Church, this is why most people do not appeal to that particular ideology. And most people in reality do not appeal to the concept of Christianity, right? There will come a time when that particular ideology will be outdated, and there's going to be probably another, concept that's going to be created that's going to be in the same particular manner. Nonetheless, when you deal with this ideology of Christianity and Jesus being the only way, mostly the reasons why people, to subscribe to that ideology is because of the hell concept, the fear mechanism. Nonetheless, as I said before, go with the flow of things. You have to find that flow. You have to know thyself. And once you know thyself, you will know God. All right. And so once you find that flow within your life, you get away or you, how do I put this? When you no longer have a blockage within your life, that's when you will go with the flow of things. That's when you will be one with the flow that is also within the universe. That's when you're also going to be one. You're going to be in tune, right? When people like get in tune, tap in, that's when you're going to find that, that sacred information. And that's that.